Happy Michelle's Magical Monday. It is Monday, the 27th of February, and I don't know how I blinked and February was gone. I was in a couple of different time zones, and maybe that's why it feels like the time just went so fast. Time is really trippy. I have never done the Australian time change thing before, where you fly and you're traveling for 24 hours and it's a completely different day when you arrive. So you actually skip a day from America getting to Australia. So you lose an entire day. You travel for 24 hours, but it says you've been gone for 48. And then when you come back, it's even weirder. So I flew back on a Tuesday at 11 o'clock. And I arrived home back in Orlando after traveling for 24 hours on a Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Just too weird. So you get your day back, but you feel completely discombobulated and on completely different timelines. And so I've done some travel before, but this is taking a little bit longer for me to just readjust to what day of the week it is and what's going on. So I wanted to talk today though about some laws. While teaching the advanced class this weekend, I taught advanced theta healing. And I was brought into a lot of awareness about how I use the laws of the universe every single day. It started with learning the laws from Viana Stibalt herself, and then it moved into learning the laws from Jennifer Longmore and just so many different things. The 7 Hermetic laws, laws that I've learned through teachings that came from Elizabeth Purvis. And now I recognize that I use the laws every single day, and far more than the law of attraction. And the one that I kept showing up in my work this week, ever since I've been back from Australia, is the law of humility. And the law of humility actually is over the law of acceptance. And so the law of humility states, you must accept something to be able to change it. And I want you to think about that. I want you to take that into a sandwich of your mind for a second. The law of humility states that you must accept something to be able to change it. And that means we have to let go and not argue it. Like, you cannot change the past. You're not arguing whether it was right or wrong. You're not saying whether you're angry or not angry. You're just accepting that it occurred. And this then brings in this amazing opportunity for healing, which comes from acceptance. You stop being angry. You stop trying to change the past. You stop trying to make a meaning out of it. And you make the choice to do something different or change the future. You understand it. This is where the serenity prayer becomes so important, and why all the 12-step programs use it. Grant me the, wisdom to know the difference between that which I can change and that which I cannot, and the strength to change that which I can. And I know it's out of order, but the whole point is, when you can just accept something, this is how it is. There's the law of humility. You accept it radically. It's not good, it's not bad. Maybe you even accept that it was the most horrible thing that ever happened, and you don't approve of it. So, but you're not stating anything else but this is how it was. There's this accountability to it. Then you can go about something different. And that law will change so many things if you can just understand that. And the law of humility and the law of accountability and also the law of forgiveness all live under the law of compassion. And compassion is what it takes to move yourself into a new place, right? So when you come into that law and when you start recognizing that you get to, choose to, are allowed to change something by forgiving it, by accepting it, by radically not stating that it wasn't good or bad, but this is how it was. Then you can say, I magically choose and am doing something different. I magically choose and am creating something into my future. So it's been so huge on my mind this weekend and this week that I really wanted to come on and lay that at your table today. And because I've been talking about the laws so much in all of my classes, I was convinced, it started with one of my Living Magically coaching clients and has moved through like about 5 other people. I have agreed to do a little introduction on working with the laws, not just the law of attraction, not just the ones we're used to, but these more nuanced laws like the law of cause and effect and the law of action and the law of polarity and the law of motion. There's the 7 hermetic laws, but there's many more. Time is under the law of illusion. So when we start looking at the laws and we work with them instead of against them, these are magicians' tools. These are the tools that can bend your reality. These are the tools that when you work with the universe inside of the constraints of the universal laws, and it will propel you magically. So I am going to do a 4-week introductory. It'll be on Zoom. It's going to be like an hour to an hour and a half on Tuesday nights. And I think we're going to start next week, like the 8th. So I don't want to wait any longer. I'm just going to get these because the truth is if I record them, then they will probably end up in a book. And so, my spirit guides, which is what I'm teaching right now in the Purple Rose, is I'm working with intuition and spirit guides. And my spirit guides are like, you've got to teach the laws. And so I've answered the call. And so I've just got a quick little 1-month class, Tuesday nights in the month of March, starting next week, for $222. So it's a simple no-brainer. If it's something you're interested in, we'll put the link in the comments, and I love to invite you. But either way, I want you to think about the fact that we're going into March. It's just a couple of days away, and March is the heavy hitter astrologically in the year of 2023. There are the biggest mind-blowing, game-changing, universal moving astrological events. We have a big one with the full moon next week, and then something else happening later in the month. And I'm going to talk about them as I go along. But let's just start with the fact that Capricorn has had Saturn in its sign for the last 2.5 years. And it's all about structure. Capricorn's all about structure. And what have we been in? We've been in this like structure from all of the COVID and lockdowns and rearranging of life. And finally, Saturn, the god of the universe, the taskmaster god sign of the astrological signs, is moving into Aquarius. So we're going to be seeing this breaking down of what has been built. And so we're going to see a lot of changes in the next 2.5 years. And so I say with this full moon, we had a new moon last week. That is my cat. She is running around with Zumi. So if you're hearing her, she's playing. So, if you're thinking about structures being broke down, think about what structures you want to break down in your own life. This is a great time if you've been wanting to make a big change, if you're really wanting to capitalize on freedom energy. March is your month. So we're going to move a lot of energy in the month of March. We have a full moon on the 7th, and then we have this Saturn moving and changing planets stationing into Aquarius on the 8th. And then later in the month, we're going to be seeing some massive stuff with Pluto and also with Uranus moving. So as we're seeing all of this, expect the unexpected, but also go back to the law of humility. Accept what has been and what is, and dig into the courage inside your heart, inside your mind, inside yourself, the courage to change what you can. So your courage to take matters into your own hands and the aligned action steps to create, because Saturn is the creator energy as well, to create what you want to create, to join forces. Virgo is it's a full moon in Virgo, and that's all about systems as well. So we're talking about health and organization and organizations and your business and your home and your body. And so and government even. So what is it you want to make shifts on and make March that month, right? Make March so inevitable. Set up new habits, new systems, new ways of being, new habits in a way that is making it inevitable. Take aligned action. Don't try and change something that's unchangeable. Don't try and be mad about something that is already over. Find your joy, find your freedom, find your peace in creating what it is you wish for and what you desire. And I just moved my phone. There we go. I'm having trouble seeing the comments, so I can't see who's on today, and so I love you and I am so happy you're here. And please like this and subscribe and comment, because even a hashtag replay keeps us going, helps us get into everybody's feed. And if you're watching it on YouTube, please again hit that like button, make a comment. We really appreciate you. It drives me to keep doing this. And we may have a big surprise. We may actually be turning my Monday night into streaming in more places than Soul Circle as of sometime next month. And it is possible that we will even be turning it into a podcast. Everybody's been encouraging a podcast. I said I would. Let me get through my trip to Australia with my mother, which was unbelievable. Australia is gorgeous. I loved how when you landed the airplane, they even honored the indigenous people and the lands and the ancestors. It is the cleanest country I've ever been to. They recycle. They're everywhere we went in Sydney was gay pride, rainbow flags, and in honoring the indigenous people. And I know that that's all new and changing, but I really loved Australia's efforts that it's making And I encourage everyone to not try and focus on your past so much as, just like Australia is, it can't correct its wrongs, but it can do something different for its future. That's what I had a conversation with a local healer, and they know that they did wrong to the indigenous people and to the land. And now they can't change that in any other way than to do something different in the future. And that's what March is all about. So think about, you're still in the manifesting. The new moon was last week. We're in no retrogrades right now. So think about, what is it you're manifesting? What are you bringing into your life over the next couple of years? What are you bringing into your life for the next few months? What are you bringing in today, tomorrow, 10 years from now? And focus on that forward motion. And you don't have to know the final game. You want to kind of know what it is you desire, but you want it from a place of emotion. The laws of the universe, especially the law of frequency and motion, vibrate towards your frequency and your intent, which comes from emotion or a state of being, not a state of doing. It's going to radiate how you feel. Do you feel open? Do you feel free? Do you feel like it's possible? From that place is where we create. From that place is where we connect. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment. I want you to just feel, with your eyes closed, your heartbeat. This is how we start coherence. Heart-brain coherence. I want you to feel in your heart the emotion we would call love, not the emotion that we've turned into love, but love, which is an honoring. The newest definition I have heard of love is honoring. And that falls under the law of humility too, because you're accepting. When you truly love something, you're not trying to change it. You can help it grow, you can nurture it, but you're not actually saying it has to change to be loved. So I want you to take that into your heart right now. Take and connect into your heart as, I love you. And I just want you to be in that place of complete acceptance, activating acceptance in your heart for yourself, exactly where you are. And I want you to breathe from your heart to your mind's eye. I want you to imagine creating a field of coherence, a field of light around you. Imagine it is above you. It goes out through the heart, from the heart to the mind's eye, above you. And it comes up and around you like a water fountain, coming back in, breathing it up through your feet and your legs and your root chakra, and creating a field above you, below you, to the right of you, to the left of you, in front of you and behind you, a field of I am love. A feeling of coherence, brain and heart coherence. I am coherent. Coherent means a unified whole. And I want you to just imagine letting go of anything, accepting anything about yourself that you have to feel unified and to feel whole. And from there, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you are sending unconditional love into the planet, right where you are, into the grid of the planet where you are, and into the future version of you, into the past version of you, and into every other situation you're already in the middle of. I love, accept, and honor you. and I am whole, and I am complete, and I am coherent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just feel the feeling of gratitude, because when you're in this state, a state of love, coherence, and gratitude, that is what's going to radiate with the law of attraction. The things that you desire to you, because you're a magnet. You're a magnet for good things and higher vibration. So just be activated in the energy of love today. Be activated in the energy of acceptance. Be activated in the energy of humility. Be activated in the energy of coherence, in unification, balance, harmony. And just feel that in your heart, in your mind, in your body, and send it out. Because if you're just sending out feelings of love and gratitude and appreciation, that's going to magnify everything you desire to you in a very, very realistic and yet magical way. So I hope you've enjoyed today. This is so far one of my favorite Magical Mondays I've ever done. I know I'm kind of casual today and just but I really just want to tell you I love you. And I want you to accept and love yourself. And with that law of acceptance, from that place of honoring and humility, you're going to just have a magical day. That's how it works, right? It's messy. Magic is messy. I was talking to a client today, and I do my work. I've had to deal with jet lag and a seized up shoulder after carrying the luggage and all of that. And I do the work, and that means doing the forgiveness work and doing the acceptance work and sending healing work in. So I don't want you to think magic isn't messy. And I don't want you to think that doing healing work isn't shadow work, because it is. Because I know I put on my smiley face and I come and I do all these things that I tell you you can too. But sometimes you just have to get really deep into the level of acceptance and forgiveness. I'll never forget meeting Louise Hay, and that beautiful icon of acceptance and forgiveness. One of her favorite sayings is, I fully and completely love and accept myself. Just so beautiful. But when I met her, we talked about forgiveness being the core to healing.